Hello, everyone. It's your boy, TheTatermeister here. So yeah, after 9 long years, Mel Gibson has returned with his brand new movie, Flight Risk. So yes, I'm gonna review it today. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this guy. I've been a huge fan of Mel Gibson for my entire life, if I'm being honest. I mean, he's in Lethal Weapon, he's in lots of movies, he makes incredible, he's honestly a better director than he is a filmmaker. He made Braveheart, he made Apocalypto, he made freaking Passion of the Christ, of course, one of the best movies of all time. He made, the last movie he made, Hacksaw Ridge, was the best movie of 2016, in my opinion. Like, Hacksaw Ridge is one of the best Christian movies ever made. Me and my mom saw that, and it still blows, arguably one of the best wartime movies ever made. The only wartime movie that beats is Apocalypse Now in 1917. But, anyway, but you get my point. Mel Gibson is a truly phenomenal filmmaker. And it's crazy because he's a better director than he is an actor. Like, he's already a pretty good actor. But the fact that he went from acting to making movies is a true feat. I mean, you know, not many actors could do that. Like, Kevin Costner is great, and so is Brad Pitt at producing. But you don't really see many actors on this level. Like, I feel like Mel Gibson is just so good as a director that he overshadows his acting career. Like, every movie that Mel Gibson drops is a work of art. Like, quite literally. I can't even understand it. But let's get back on topic. So, Flight Risk. Going into Flight Risk, I mean, there was some mixed reviews about it, but I still was optimistic. I mean, you had an incredible cast. You had Topher Grace from That 70s Show. You had Mark Wahlberg as the main antagonist. And you had this Michelle Dockery, if I'm not mistaken, Michelle Dockery as Madeline, the U.S. Marshal, who's, you know, the main character in this movie. So, 3 incredible actors in one movie, with an incredible director. Obviously, I'm just going to say right off the bat, this movie's great. Like, it's super great. I don't know why people were on. I mean, when I go into movies, guys, I always try to give every movie a fair shot. Like, I don't go based on the reviews. Like as you know, I love Blood and Honey 2, even though nobody likes Blood and Honey 2. A lot of people don't like those. But I didn't like Alien Romulus and Civil War that much. So obviously I'm not always going into the norm. I don't always agree with public opinion. I always try to go into movies forming my own opinion. And when it comes to Flight Risk, in my opinion, Flight Risk is, you know, just as good as the rest of the Mel Gibson movies. Like, literally, Mel Gibson cannot miss, bro. Like, every movie that Mel Gibson creates is just wonderful to watch. Like, from a directing and filmmaking standpoint. This Flight Risk is no exception. Like, especially the writing. Darren Rosenberg wrote this script, and it's incredible what they were able to convey with just words. Because a lot of this movie takes place on just the plane. Like, they don't really, like, about 95% of it, I think. So the fact they were able to convey what a lot, like, Mel Gibson and the writer were able to convey so much with just the dialogue. Like, that's all they had to work with was the dialogue. They couldn't go back and forth from other scenes because all the scenes were on the plane. So in order to convey the story, they only had to use the dialogue. That's all they had to use, which I think was a very, you know, it allowed the viewer to visualize in your head what was going on. Like, you had to, like, you know, it was like reading a book, but like in a movie form, essentially. But I thought it was a really unique experience, and, you know, I wish more movies would do that. You don't, like 12 Angry Men was the first movie to do something like that. But, like, you don't see movies that are, like, very dialogue-heavy these days. Like, there was still a little action in here, but it was a very dialogue-heavy movie. And I know it turns a lot of people off, but I admire when movies do that. Like, you don't see many movies that are just this dialogue-heavy, that are just, you know, the dialogue is what drives the movie. Like, it's what's making you invested. And I think that's really cool. You don't see many movies do that nowadays. You gotta have flashing lights. You gotta have big action set pieces. You gotta have big songs and music like Wicked. You gotta have, you know, like, not every movie needs that, and I feel Flight Risk was able to do it without having all that. But even still, guys, Flight Risk is still an impressive movie. Because, like, there's some really cool action sequences in this. Like, not, like, on the level of, like, Mission Impossible or, like, you know, what's another one? Beverly Hills Cop. Or, like, you know, what's another big action for Fast and the Furious. Like, yeah, obviously this isn't an action-y movie to that extent. But again, when the action does happen in this movie, you feel it. Like, Mark Wahlberg, this is something I wanted to say. Like, Mark Wahlberg isn't in a lot of this movie, but Mel Gibson uses Mark Wahlberg very effectively in this. Like, he doesn't, like, you still feel Mark Wahlberg's character's presence throughout the entire movie, even though he's not in the movie. Like, he's still there. Like, you feel like his presence and his dialogue and everything that he says and does, you feel it. Like, you don't feel like he's not underutilized, like Nicolas Cage went in Longlegs. Like, no. Mark Wahlberg does a very good job in this movie, and I feel like it was great to see him and Topher Grace in a movie again. I always get excited when I see either of them in a movie together. To see them in a movie together was kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, especially Mark Wahlberg. Again, Mark Wahlberg steals the show in every scene he's in. But, like, you know, this movie is just amazing. Like, from a set piece direction, the music, the dialogue is incredible. I won't spoil the story because you got to go in this movie blind. There's a lot of cool twists. But, yeah, I really enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. Just straight 9 out of 10. Like, on par with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and Blood Honey 2. Now, the critiques I would give it, the negatives, I mean, I don't know. Because, again, I don't think it's a 10 out of 10 movie. Like, I guess there's just certain... I would have made the movie a little longer, perhaps, and maybe extended some of the... Added some more characters, maybe added... I wish I'd added more to it, because it's a very simple story. Like, not too much is going on, but I guess that's the point for a simple concept like this. You know, you couldn't really go the distance, I guess. But again, it's still impressively done, considering how simple the premise is. Like, yeah, they do an amazing... Like, Mel Gibson and the team do an amazing job with what they're given. But, like, I mean, you know... Again, who cares about... The pros outweigh the cons here, bro. I had a great time with it. I know not everybody's going to. I understand. This isn't for everybody. But for me, personally, I just love the filmmaking. Like, every shot, there's passion. Like, Mel Gibson gives it 110% every time he's behind the camera, bro. And you feel it. Like, you know, like, I think this is the only fictional movie he's made besides, Man Without a Face. Yeah, I mean, I guess you want to count Apocalypto, but that's kind of based on the Mayans. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because Braveheart, Bastard of the Christ, and Hacksaw Ridge are all based on true stories. But, so 3 of the movies he made are, well, Apocalypto is half fictional, but, like, I guess it's more like Titanic in a sense. My point is, yeah, Mel Gibson's great whatever he does. He's just an incredible filmmaker. Well, he's in my top 5. He's my number 6 favorite filmmaker of all time. And yeah, maybe I was biased going into this because I love Mel Gibson so much, but even if I didn't, I think everybody will like this movie. Like, bro, like, it's just a great movie. Like, I just don't see how you come out of that movie not satisfied. It's just wonderfully done. I don't know. I guess everybody's not me, but whatever. I think that's all I gotta say about the movie, guys. Before I go, I want to say I am finally monetized on the channel. I'm going to make a full announcement video later once I get my new glasses and stuff. It's going to be really cool when I talk about it. I already made a community post discussing this. But you can give me a super thanks down below if you want to give me some money. I'm going to start membership soon. And, yeah, I think that's all I got to say about the movie, guys. I hope you go see it. I definitely recommend it. And I'll be doing more videos on the channel pretty soon besides movie reviews. I'll be talking about that in my monetization video I'm going to post soon. But anyway, TheTatermeister signing out.